These children are more alike other children than they are different.
You see it? It's done. Hi.
What's the most fun thing you did today?
Yeah.
What I like most about school, I get to be away from my parents. My teachers say that I am a hard worker. Of course, I do my homework. I do my classwork. And yes, I go to movies with my friends. And of course, I also go to ball games with my family. For my 21st birthday, I've had a party, and as it turns out, I've had well over 50 guests there. 50.
So you're a relatively popular person.
Yes.
So what do they see in you? What makes you such a popular person?
Just being myself.
You need to make goals and have dreams, because that's what guides your efforts in getting there. Other people's attitudes towards your child is going to be taken from you and your attitude, and that if you expect great things and you think this child's a joy, other people are going to have that same attitude. And we've tried to make it as much as we can that Jamie is included and a part of everything else we otherwise would do. We liked skiing before she was born. We made sure that she learned to ski. The other girls were on our local swim team, so she took beginning swim lessons 6 times until she could swim a length of the pool, and then she got on the swim team. So it's been more a part of figuring out how to help her join the things the rest of us do, as opposed to adjusting everything we'd like to do to her. And I think that's an important point. Your life you don't give up the rest of who you are because you have a child with disabilities. I think that it's been an incredibly enriching experience for all of our family. Frustrating at times, but no more so frustrating than any younger sibling is. And it's brought out the best in all of us, because we've all had to learn what it takes. When learning doesn't come easy, the kind of effort and commitment that it takes to make learning happen is a skill that I think we've all developed.
I've thought about a few things, and for my long-term goal, of course I'm living independently. I would love to have my own apartment though, but there are some things I would need to work on.
What I would say to those parents is, don't be rushed into a decision by fear. Go out and see what children with Down syndrome are like before you make a decision as to whether you can or cannot welcome them into your family.
I would say ask a lot of questions. Get as much information as possible. Don't presume that this is something that's going to affect you negatively the rest of your life. And be very open, be very inquisitive, and be optimistic. There's so much help and support out there that you'll have every opportunity to have this new precious child of yours be someone that's going to be contributing in a positive way.
What I like to tell new parents more than anything is to enjoy your baby, love your child, and that raising a child with Down syndrome is 99% like raising any other child. And they're more alike than they are different from the rest of the population, and keep that in mind. You know, the things you'll go through as a parent of a child with Down syndrome are not unlike what you're going to have in raising any child.
One of the messages I want to convey is that it doesn't define your family. I mean, my older girls are much more than just the sisters of a sibling with Down syndrome. Jamie is much more than just a person with Down syndrome. We've really worked to make it not the central focus of our life. It's just an attribute or a characteristic that we need to take into account.
There are going to be obstacles that hinder them or get in the way, but hopefully there are also going to be supports and services and ways to get around those obstacles.
Kids with Down syndrome, some children do have medical challenges, and that parents need to be informed about that. They need to have that information.
Certainly there might be certain issues that develop, whether they be in terms of developmental issues. The newborn or the child may have some congenital cardiac or heart defects. There might be some swallowing issues, even some practical things like breastfeeding might be affected. So there's a whole wealth of immediate issues that might emerge. But once again, the good news is that there's help and support out there to try to deal with such issues.
We have intervention services starting at birth to 3, and then we have services from 3 to 5. Your child will be eligible to go to a preschool program in the public school, receiving speech services if necessary, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and education.
The parents should seek not only from the pediatrician, from the social worker at the hospital when the child is just born, what local and regional resources are available, because there's a whole wealth of them which will follow them through not only from that moment but until they're older.
You know, we can help you along the way. We can tap them into resources in the community, resources in the hospitals, to help them with the tough things. But the important thing is to bond with that baby and just, you know, let the love flow, if you will.
The change in medical care for this population has really extended the lifespan, so that people with Down syndrome are living longer. People with Down syndrome who have heart problems are getting better medical care, and so they're living healthier lives. I think that we've paid a lot of attention to the nutritional needs and the exercise needs of people with Down syndrome, so that people are not just living healthier lives but longer lives.
I hear every day about what these kids are doing. They're in schools, they're graduating from college, they're getting married, and, you know, finding jobs and living on their own and doing these things. There's a wide range. I mean, some kids aren't living on their own, but I mean, it's just like any other kid that you have. You don't know who they're going to be until they become that person. We have no limitations on her at all.
We expect our daughter to choose her own education. We expect her to choose her own partner or spouse, and I agree to accept that person. Remind me of that later. I expect her to live independently where she wants to live, and I expect her to pursue what interests her and what her passions are.
The goal for him is to just, you know, try to assimilate him as much as possible and see how far he can go. He has a lot of potential.
They're actually blessed with an opportunity to learn and grow, and they're going to learn as much through their child as their child learns through them. And their child is going to be a beautiful, capable young man or woman, just like anybody else.
I decided to do this video because, of course, I want to make a difference for people with my disability. My dream is being a politician. That's my dream job.
We've had a ball. It's been really fun. Yeah, there are tough times. There are times when, you know, you want to tear your hair out, but all in all, when I think back over them, I just start smiling and laughing. We've had a lot of fun.
I have a wonderful life, yes.